Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. I'll now be turning this meeting over to the permanent chair.
Sorry, Dennis is a good talker. All right, item 1 on the agenda is citizen concerns. Anything to be heard that is not already on the agenda? All right, seeing nothing, we'll move on to the approval of the agenda. I move that.
Second.
All right, motion by Raddick, second by DeWitt. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Passes 5-0. All right, moving on to the consent agenda. Items 3 through 7 constitute a consent agenda of routine action items to be considered by one motion. Items pass unanimously unless a separate vote is requested by a board member. Item 3 is approval of the minutes of the November 8th, 2022 meeting. Item 4 is approval of claims. Item 5 from Human Resources is approval of memorandum of personnel transactions. Item 6 from the treasurer is approved refund request for parcel 47968666608 in the amount of $125. Item 7A from Board Administration, approval of lifting tax suspension for petitioners who failed to recertify their income or income does not qualify for continued tax suspension. And 7B is approve the resolution for tax suspension for initials DB. That ends the consent agenda. Any questions?
I'd move it. Second.
Motion by Taylor, second by DeWitt. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Passes 5-0. Moving on to item 8. Canvass the results of the November 8th general election.
Hi, Steve Hoffmeyer with the Auditor's Office. I have the November 8 election canvas here for you guys, along with the abstract of votes and the certificates of election for you guys to sign off on. There were 31 provisional ballots that came through in this election. 26 of those were accepted. The 5 that were rejected were because they didn't have proper ID and they didn't bring that into our office. We had 17 after-election ballots, of which 3 were accepted. The 14 that were rejected were either late or deficient. They didn't have the signature on their envelope, so they weren't able to be counted. So I will hand this stuff over to you guys to look at and to sign, but we also have 5 races here that we need to draw a winner for. So. First one we're going to be drawing for is the Floyd Township Clerk.
These are important draws too now. Robert Packard.
Okay. Second one we're drawing for is to fill a vacancy on the Grange Township Trustee.
Joe Pieper.
Okay, this one we're drawing for is to fill a vacancy on the Grant Township, and we need 2 drawn for this one. We have 2 vacancies.
I should have the grant chair be drawing it, so I need to draw 2.
Yes.
So we got Chase Benson and Derek Colbaum.
This one's for Township Trustee in the Odo Township.
Joseph L. O'Connell.
last one we're drawing for is the township clerk in the Odo Township.
Keith Cassens?
That's all that I have.
All right. So is that a motion to receive the canvas, is that correct? I'll move to receive.
Second.
Motion by Raddick, second by Taylor. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Passes 4-0. I said 5 earlier, it's just habit. Justin has the flu.
And we can proceed if you want to do the signatures and all that afterwards, if you want to continue with your meeting.
All right, so item 9, Veterans Affairs. After discussion with HR, and this is not something that's been vetted through the union as a union position. I guess as a position or an item, this I don't feel is ready for the agenda, so I would move to delete it.
Second for discussion.
All right, motion by Raddick, second by Taylor. And then, did you want to comment on that?
The information regarding, Melissa Dallas, Human Resources Director, the information regarding this position and the new job description has been sent to the union for them to look and decide the appropriate grade and step for that position, Veterans Affairs. So we're waiting for their opinion on this matter.
Okay.
So I guess this is a question for both of you. Is your take that the union will weigh in on it and then that this would come back before us, or is that to be determined?
Well, the union, I guess that would be up to the board. I mean, the union. I'll find out. That's a good question. I do not know that answer. So I'll ask the union if they do not approve the increase, what the next step is. So,
Okay, assuming that they do, then you would bring this back and you would,
yeah.
and is that something then that you are entertaining putting back in?
Yeah, I
In
would
front of
put it
us?
back on the agenda.
Okay,
I mean, personally, reading in the description, I'm not going to approve back pay in that description of the agenda item myself, but it's definitely something that come back to the agenda.
okay. Thank you very much.
Any other discussion or questions?
The motion would be just to postpone action.
Okay, yeah, that's, all right. Any other questions? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Passes 4-0, and we are at 4:39, right around that set time. Dennis Butler, do you want to come up and discuss item 10A, public hearing on the issuance of conduit revenue bonds for Siouxland Mental Health Center project?
Okay, this is just the process of getting to the public hearing, for or against, and then authorizing to go up to not to exceed 4 million to execute and deliver documents related to the issuance. Next week, we'll be back for the final approval to go ahead and issue up to 2.1 million, I believe, is what the attorney sent us. So if there's a difference in the dollar amount there,
Well, we're now in a public hearing, so
Okay.
anybody heard from the public? We're at the 4:40 set time.
Hearing none, Mr. Chair, I move that the public hearing be closed.
Second.
All right, motion by Taylor, second by DeWitt. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Passes 4-0, and then go ahead and let's have that.
Okay, then, Sheila. Then we're gonna have to discuss, I think, with attorneys, because I think we did get a resolution today, Karen, to put it on the agenda next week at 2.1 million. So that,
Haven't received
That was the email I got, so you might want to talk to them, make sure that's the right dollar amount.
That is not the right
Okay.
dollar amount.
Get a hold of them and get it corrected. Because we want to put it on the agenda next week to get done.
What is the correct dollar amount?
4 million.
4 million.
4 million?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that falls within our annual bank qualified
Little difference,
limits.
yeah.
Little difference.
Yeah, quite a difference.
Thank you.
All right, so we have closed the public hearing. B is, let's see, approval of resolution relating to the holding of a public hearing and authorizing and providing the issuance of not to exceed $4 million mental health center revenue bonds and the execution and delivery of documents related to the issuance, the approval of the use of a private placement request and the placement of the bonds. It's a lot.
I'll move that.
Second, motion by Taylor, second by Raddick. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Passes 4-0. All right. So moving on to item 11, Board Administration, Dennis, and Deputy County Auditor Michelle Scaff approve applying fiscal year wage increases for wage plan salaried individuals to the biweekly amount for FY '24 and forward. Looks like it's you.
Okay. Anyway, we want to make the bi-weekly where we figure out if there's a certain percent increase for salaried wage earners that we use the bi-weekly check and take that times the increase, not the annual salary. Because if we take the annual salary, this year is inflated with that 27th pay period. So we need to take the annual, or the bi-weekly rate times the increase if the board proceeds with an increase. And this will resolve the 11th pay period where we'll know what's going on in 11 years and get it budgeted without having the problem we had this year. This will only affect the salaried people, no union people, none of that, because they get paid up to date every time. It's just a salary. It does not include elected officials or deputies. That's an issue we gotta tackle with the compensation board.
Is it fair to say this is related to the same situation that will come up in exactly 11 years, or does it assist anything before that?
No, this will assist the 11th year where we have 27 pay periods.
Okay.
In terms of the mechanics from the auditor's office, does this affect anything, or you're in concurrence? This is a good,
No, it shouldn't affect anything.
okay.
It's just curing the problem that Dennis was talking about.
Okay, thank you.
So let us say to the Board of Supervisors in 11 years, you're welcome.
Never want to go through that again. Never mind.
I'll move that.
All right, so we got a motion by Taylor,
Second.
second by DeWitt. Any other discussion on this item? You know, personally, I don't know. I do see how long-term it does make things easier, but, yeah, I guess I'm good with it. Any other questions? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Passes 4-0. Item 12, Board Administration, approval of county contribution to ISAC for the soil compaction project.
Okay, the information is included in item number 12. ISAC have agreed to contract with Iowa State regarding procedure and standards for minimizing soil compaction on agricultural lands during utility construction on wet soils. This is in regards to the pipelines proposed going through. They want to see what the minimum impact is and minimizing what the impact would be. This is recommended by ISAC to do it. The counties are all doing it. And our costs would be paid through gaming revenues.
Can you remind us for the good of the public, the total cost?
What,
Can
Jeremy?
you remind us for the good of the public, the total cost?
$600,
Okay, thank you.
our share.
I'll move it from gaming revenue in that amount.
We got a motion by Taylor, second by Ung. Any other questions or discussion on this item? All right, seeing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Passes 4-0. Item 13 from the Communication Center. Wendy Hess and WCICC John Malloy. Approve the amendment number 2 to the intergovernmental agreement creating the Woodbury County Information and Communications Commission. Go ahead.
So we are looking for board approval to basically eliminate the residency requirement that is on the books right now as part of the 28E agreement. Woodbury County does not have a residency requirement, so for years we've kind of had a balance between what the city had and what the county had. The city changed theirs probably like a year ago and no longer required people to be residents of Iowa, so you can live, right now what it is within 10 miles of Sioux City or 2 miles of the county line. And we just feel like that's really restricting us. We want to be able to attract the best talent. People have an obligation to make it to work. We just don't think that in the times that we're at now, when a lot of other people can work remotely, that this is kind of holding us back on the talent that we get in job applications.
I concur.
Well, for the county, this is consistent with our current policy.
Correct.
So I don't know if the city would approve it as far as,
Correct.
because
So the two
it's
city
not
council-
consistent with theirs.
Yeah, the 2 city council members that sit on the WIC commission have been supportive, and that's why we're at the next step. The WIC commission has approved it, and so now we're here with you, and then final step will be the city council, so.
That was all stable.
I'll move approval.
I'll second. Motion by DeWitt, second by Radig. All right, any other questions or discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Passes 4-0. Thank you. All right, 14A from Secondary Roads, receive bids, project parent K45, and return them to the county engineer for review and recommendation.
The project involved here is pavement replacement in the area of the large dairy facility on Dallas Avenue. This fall, we experienced failure of a substantial portion of that pavement from 270th Street north. The entire road is showing its age, but the area there right in front of the area is bad. Proposal is to replace 2,100 feet of pavement. The first bid is from Godberson Smith.
Mr. Keith.
Bid bond was provided. Total bid price, $318,847.40. 318,847.40. Next bid is from T.R. Harris Construction. Again, bid bond is included. Total bid price, $444,349.15. 444,349.15. Bainbridge Construction. The bond is included. Total bid price, $336,798.25. 336,798. The final bid is from Steve Harris Construction. Bid bond is included. Total bid price, $434,582.98. 434,582.
I'll move to receive.
Second.
Motion by Radig, second by DeWitt. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Passes 4-0. Did you have a review of them there?
Could I have a few minutes to just do a cursory review of the line items?
Sure thing. We'll just be up here signing stuff.
I think we're making a recommendation on award.
So I'll move, is that, of course, to Guybertson Smith there?
That's correct.
All right, I'll move award to Guybertson Smith for their bid 318,847.40.
Second.
Motion by Radig, second by Taylor. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? That passes 5-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Moving on to reports on committee meetings. Anybody?
No.
Double check my schedule. I thought I had something last week. Oh, landfill. We approved the contract with Gill. So, through all our discussions there, the county was the only one that's paying through taxes where all the towns have utility billing. So our concerns were different from their concerns. And it was kind of do or die as far as the date on the deadline. So we passed the contract that was there. We had a safety meeting for secondary roads and conservation. Everybody safer now?
I think so.
All right. So they were doing some chainsaw safety videos when I was there, and eating some donuts, so. Citizen concerns, round 2, item 16. You came, I didn't know if you're, okay. All right. Board concerns. Go ahead.
So much a concern, but just to pass along, Barbara Sloniker from the Chamber and TSI called and was very appreciative of the work by zoning and planning on, as concerns Ragbri and the temporary usage permit for food and alcohol. So thanks to Dan for working on that. And the business community, I believe I can say, is in favor and appreciative of the work. Thank you.
And of course, bringing up Dan brings up another concern there that it seems as though, what is that, Story County was sued by, what would it be, the pipeline company in federal courts, so we'll see what that's concerning, if that's concerning setbacks or what part of their ordinance they're trying to pinpoint, or if they're just trying to make an example of Story County. So hurry up and wait on that. Anybody else? All right, we're adjourned.